outlets. I trained pro athletes. I had a lot of jockey clients. I had several that were Cajuns. Shane Sellers was a Cajun. I knew his mom, Mom Nisi, well. So I called Shane, and I called Aaron Greider, who was from California. I said, this is my idea. I want to write an email, and I want to send it to everyone I know. Kelly's going to send it to everyone she knows, and I want you to send this email to everyone you know, asking two simple things. Send us a gift to our house or a gift card, hoping to fill a U-Haul to bring down so kids who lost everything could have Christmas. The letter circulated through the country. We ended up with 2 full tractor trailers. Brought Christmas to Vermilion Parish, Louisiana. Over 7,000 children, plus children around the country, families who were dispersed around the country, who lost everything. We were sending gift cards to. And now this is where I have a problem. I'm lost now.
That was the start.
I got it. When we were in Vermilion Parish, they took us through the slum of that parish, and this is the Deep South. So the slum had been overrun because of people leaving New Orleans, and after Katrina came Rita. So they didn't get hit with Katrina, but they got hit with Rita. So they took us through the slum with a police escort. So Shane Sellers and I were in one car together, and this was a nasty place. The night before, a cop was shot in the face. So we put on a party for children without who have parents who sponsor them. I forget the word now. Foster.
Yeah, foster.
And so during that party, Shane and I looked at each other, and for people who know anything about horse racing, Shane Sellers, who I love to death, Shane and I were in an HBO movie together about horse racing. Shane is Shane. So we decided we're going back there that night. So the police friends of ours, Moose, who became a very close friend of mine, was the sheriff, who's since died, and this very tough Cajun policeman from that area said, absolutely not. There's no way it isn't happening. So Shane and I said, fine, we'll get a trailer, we'll do it ourselves. So they, of course, gave us a police escort. So we drove through this slum, and on the way in, driving in, there was drug deals. Most of the lights were shot out. There were hookers everywhere, lots of drug dealing. We got down to the very end of the housing unit, and there was one area where it still had lights, and there was, I don't know, over 100 children. So we had borrowed a trailer, and we put lots of toys, boys' toys on one side and girls' toys on the other. It was probably well over 100 children, and there was a bunch of mothers, and there was one male, and one father lined them up, and they would come through, and we each would get 2 to 3 things, and they all grabbed it the same way and held it like this and ran like hell, and the father would send them back to thank us. But people were telling us, what a waste of time. The kids aren't worth it. The parents will take the stuff and sell it for drugs. And while we were there, the one very tough policeman I couldn't find, I'm looking for him, and I finally found him. He was standing off to the side crying. I asked Shane what was the matter, or Moose, and Moose said that he was born there. He was born to a prostitute, so he never knew who his father was. His mother was a prostitute who lived in that neighborhood. But when people said, you know, you're giving them one day of some toys and happiness, nothing's going to come of it. And I reminded them that of those 100 children, 1 or 2 or 3 are going to remember the day that 2, because I didn't allow anyone else to go with us. Kelly, no one else was allowed. It was too dangerous. So 1 or 2 or 3 kids were going to remember the day that the 2 white crazy guys showed up with toys for them and cared enough for them. And maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of them are going to do something great. And I truly believe 1 or 2 or 3 of those children remembered it and did something great. So even if they had joy for one day, it was good. But I truly believe that some of those kids were affected and it changed their lives, and they did something, that they're no longer living in ghettos, and they ended up in school and did something great. So it's never not worth the try. Not everything works, but there's one sure way to fail, and that's to never try. But yeah, there's a lot of stories, but then there's a lot of good ones, and I certainly have gotten more out of it than I've put into it. As in my own family, but this family too. And then the second biggest fear is the Giving Circle family. So that's why over this next year, I'm going to work harder than I've ever worked to make sure that everything we've planned is put into place. And this is a fully self-sustainable projects. And I want this, I truly believe this Teachers University can work. And I truly believe that this model can ripple around the world to any third world nation by adjusting curriculums, being respectful to the culture that you're in, and working Western teaching skills into of foreign cultures and teaching. And it can work. I believe it can work. I believe we can lift teachers up, poor teachers up, and if poor teachers are lifted up, they lift the students up. Students become better in baby school, primary. They become better at high school. They become better at college. And the country start producing more engineers, more doctors, more lawyers, more business people. I just think everyone should be a chance in education. I think it's ironic. I guess it's kind of funny that somebody who is unable to learn in school basically is behind 2 schools and maybe a university. So I guess that'll be ironic someday. But so that's it.
It affected third world countries because we figured out that they were all doing wrong. Your names will go down in history. Money is important. True, we need money. People look at me and think, and comparatively, we do have more money than you. My wife makes very good money. We sold a big house to live in a smaller house, so we can spend more money here. When we have people in the United States who are worth billions and billions of dollars, if it turns out that I do have an illness that will take my life, a person with $1 billion, or say the poorest person in Uganda, the richest person in the world, will die exactly the same way as the poorest person in Uganda. You will take with you nothing but your actions. So the richest man in the world, when he has to face God, God will ask him, what did you do? What did you do for the least of us? What did you do for my children? And then he will ask one of you, what did you do for my children? Who educated my children? You may not have died with millions of dollars, but you educated my children. And the man who had billions of dollars, owned hundreds of cars, many houses, he gets nothing. You know where he goes. The Bible is clear. It's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of the needle than a rich man to pass into heaven. The Bible says that if you follow me, sell all you have, give it to the poor, and follow me. So yes, money. We need money to survive. We need money to eat. Hopefully this will increase salaries. But the thing that you're going to take with you is you're going to take the action of what you did. Both people will die the same. So both be put in the ground, the bodies will rot. So what they bring with them is their actions. A book will be written about these 2 days. Your name will be in that book. Your name will be in that book. Your name, your name, your name. All these names will be in that book.
Yeah. I know the bus is about to arrive, so that we can go and do the last miracle. The miracle of Uganda is about to be performed. I'm waiting for group 2's prayer copy. What kind of ripple you are causing, but we expect more of a positive ripple. Because you know there could be negative ripples, but we need a positive ripple. On behalf of the Ugandans, on behalf of the Ugandan family, this country is because of a mother. Amidst us, we have a mother. And she's none but Madame Monica Tadira Chirunda. Please come over and tell us what we should do. Let me hope each of you has his 2 stones. Because you need this one. One, you are going to take it back home. There is one that you are going to take home, and you will tell the people that I was part of the people who actually made a vow that the education standards in this region must change. So, Madam Tadira, tell us what we want to go and call ripples out our respective places.
I just want to take this opportunity to welcome you to this ceremony. A very important ceremony, a memorable one in the history of our region, Soga. This is the first of its kind. It has never happened. And then we are going to cause something that has already been put forward to us, that is going to yield all over for years and years and generations. Whereby even our grandchildren will have a hint on this and always remember it in the history. At this moment, where we are standing is at the source of the River Nile, as Moses has said. But I want to tell you something. The word Nile, it was out of a Sogi word called Nile. Nile. So for those who may not be the history of the word Nile, it is Nile. The first European who came here to discover the source of the River Nile, when he found the people around, they say, but it will be Nile. So he came out to get to know that, this is called Nile.
And then people are saying, we don't know. You know, he was speaking and they saying, we don't know English. So, Nile.
So this place has been chosen because it has a lot of history behind it. I will not go in details because we may be time bad, but I just want to say at this moment, given the opportunity as the mother of the program, I'm going to cause a ripple. And this ripple, which I'm going to cause, I believe
in the name of
that
God,
as I cause the ripple and throw this stone in the water of the River Nile, the university that we are looking forward to create a change in our education system, in the teacher training. Whatever will be done will be saturated all over where this river goes, ends as it goes in the various different countries in Africa, and as it goes further, and it pours in the Mediterranean Sea, all that water will continue moving, and it joins the Red Sea, the oceans all over the world.
Amen. Amen.
Ripple!
We do.
Members,
Ripple.
Ripple!
I don't know